Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back, Taíno Tales. Another lovely adventure we got cooking up here known as Ascension. We got a lot to get through and a wonderful first episode to get into here, but as you can see, I have two lovely people here with me below, so let's get to introduce ourselves to these lovely folks, starting off with Syrinx. Syrinx, introduce who you'll be playing and who you are.
Hi, I'm Syrinx Sheher, and today and the rest of the few weeks, I have the pleasure of playing Kaidra.
Lovely. And next up on our cast here is Apollo. Apollo, saying for you, who are you?
Hello, my name is Apollo. I'm happy to be involved. And for however long this campaign takes, I will be playing Anki Eleazar.
Last but not least, me. Hello, everyone. I am producer and GM for these preceding evenings, Chris. With that in mind, a couple things before we get into the episode itself. Content warnings. You saw them right quick in sort of before we came live here, but in case you missed it, you could type !CW in the chat to find out for yourself, and I'm reading it out for you here. This series in particular contains fantasy and gun violence, gore, drama, fire, blood, grief, severe weather, undead/zombies, romance, and references to sexual entanglements, monsters and monstrosities, references to imperialism, classism, depictions of experimentation, war, and imprisonment. If none of this floats your boat, there's a plethora of content on the channel for you to enjoy. Also, if you want to follow me or any lovely people we have here in the cast, you can type !cast. As you can see, all our socials, including the wonderful tech producer we have behind the screens, tends in there, where you can find them on the big wide internet. But I think that is everything out the way. So without further ado, let's get to the intro of our show here and enter into the world of Ascension. We shall see you in a hot minute, folks. With that, we open up in pitch darkness, as nothing can be seen, heard, or even felt, except for the cold that occupies the space in between planes. Soon, the darkness begins to fade as lights begin to appear one by one in the shape of stars. Each twinkle, each breath of life whispers a word, an echo of things that have happened, will happen, and has yet to happen. As these whispers go through, the camera begins to pan downwards as it shifts through the mist and fog fills the air. Until we're met with this swirling bit of shadowy like fog that acts like a veil, purplish energy. And the echoes from the inside get louder. We can hear the voices now as they say, fallen, hopeless, traitor, butcher. Until all the words in unison say a sentence. Who are you? Kydra, don't tell me what you look like in this moment as this question is being asked. In your mind, who are you?
I'm a blank slate. I am something that was created. I am who I am needed to be. Maybe I don't know fully who that is myself, but I know that I am exactly who and what I need to be. Or what I used to be needed for. I am a warrior. I'm a commander. I am a thing that ravaged lands. I'm a thing that led hundreds of people. I'm a thing that had a purpose. And I was flying straight toward it. I am something that was taken and molded and discarded. But I'm something that is going to find its way back.
As that thought runs in your mind, you begin to walk out of the darkness. As the mist fades behind you, and we get a clearer image of who you are. Please describe what your character looks like.
You see a taller, broad woman. She wears full metal plate armor with chainmail underneath. It appears to be well maintained, but there are scratches. There is dirt on various places, and at her hip she has a long, shining, well-maintained mace. Throughout her outfit there are various pieces of fabric, but they are all common. There's some green colors, there's some brown colors. Nothing really particularly stands out about it. Nowhere on her figure can you see any symbols, really. You know, if you see someone with a full metal armor, you would think they are aligned with some kind of faction. You don't see anything, any symbols, any pendants. You do see two massive eagle-like wings protruding from her back, where her armor was clearly molded to fit these wings. They stretch out behind and to the side of her, and alongside the feathers matching those are her ears, which are pointed and have small little eagle-like feathers around them. Short, about chin length, auburn hair, and a face that has two different eye colors. One of her eyes, pitch black with a yellow iris in it. The other one, seemingly human looking, just green, bland. Face is adorned with several scars, and she walks in a very aware and alert posture.
Rightfully so. As you find yourself coming out of this darkness and feel yourself in a place you don't want to be, as you find yourself among the image of that forest, of the fires that appeared around, and the embers that whisk away from the distance as you can hear the muffled screams of those dying in the background. But even with all this, you feel a pull to walk into the forest, a direction that is both familiar and uncomfortable. Do you go towards it?
I don't have anywhere else to go. So I'll walk forward.
Begin to march. As the camera shifts away from you, going upside down, turning right side back up, as there is another piece of darkness here, in a different place. The words here are different, as they say something else. They say, Seer, Savior, Wonder, Innocent. Before they all come together again and ask, who are you? I ponder the same question to you, Anki. Do not describe yourself, but rather ask and answer the question, who are you?
I am nothing yet. I am something that has a point to prove. I am something that has been told that I have great purpose. But for now, I am nothing. I am a work in progress. Maybe I'm not even a first draft. Maybe I'm a fourth or a fifth, a 12th, and I'm still not there. I am what I am supposed to be, and that is still not enough. I am an inventor. I am, by all accounts, a genius. But I am still not ready. And I am not the one who will tell me if I am ready. So what good am I while I wait?
As you walk out of the distance, you see that the mist falls down. You yourself see that you're within the city streets here of the Labyrinth. But the skies are weird, as it is almost like a mirror cracked in reverse, with the shards of the plains floating above the skies in horror. But in this image here, we get a clearer picture of what you look like. So describe, what does our beloved Anki look like?
Shielding my face from the cracked sky, completely ignoring the fact that I have a set of goggles meant for welding resting on my head. You see me. I bridge formal attire and the attire of somebody in a mechanist's workshop. I am wearing a dress shirt, nice pants, tie, an intricate, beautiful navy with gold filigree vest, and then over it I have a thick leather apron with a belt with a million different pockets. I have a reinforced shoulder pad. At my hip I have a hammer that shimmers almost like a pool of iridescent light, like light shining through glass, that refraction and diffraction of the light. I am a man. I have golden eyes. I have golden tattoos all over my body, especially going up and around my face as they match the sacred geometry that I have dedicated my life to studying. And I look perpetually scared.
You get the sort of same feeling as well, to go forward into what looks like to be battle-worn streets of a city that you barely walked, but you feel a feeling coming towards you. Do you walk towards it?
I hesitate, but I do.
The camera kind of almost splits, showing all of you at once as you begin to walk in your perspective planes, your perspective areas together. Each step feels scary, but soon you find yourself in respective cliffs. You can barely make out each other, and you've never seen each other before. You don't know each other. You just see a person on one end. And in between you, between this large gap of these cliff sides, is this realm of chaos, of energy swirling about, storming, as you see a large stone gate opening like a rift with magic in it, as energy spills out. But before you can even ponder what is going on or even ask yourselves, who are you, where am I, you feel the ground beneath you begin to shake. And as it does, two large hands begin to crescent out, capturing you in before any of you are able to really escape out of it. And as the ground beneath you lifts up, you see only one thing, as the darkness that covers this being only gives way to a pair of compelling eyes of energy, like that of a god of judgment, as it pierces into your very souls, and you hear it say a verse, a prophecy, a poem you don't know, but the words you hear at least say, "Tell them the fates of order and chaos have come, and the fate of the old ways lie in the new. The way out is painful, but the way through is unimaginable." You see its eyes get closer. There is only one way out of the labyrinth, and it is death. As you see it motion its hands into fist inward into the ground at such a fast speed and pace that your bodies kind of reflect the G-force going on here, and immediately you slam into the ground, feeling bones crack, blood coming out, almost as you're being ripped apart before snap. The camera opens up on Kydra specifically, as you awaken in a sweat, in a panic. Another nightmare, though this one stranger than most that you get. Everything is where it should be, at least of what we're focused on here. But how are you feeling this morning, as you can see?
It's a bit jarring to have not to have a nightmare, but to have a different nightmare than I usually do, a different scenario, something entirely new. And I think as I just sit up, rub my head a little bit, I can't make any sense of it. And I don't know if I have to. It's nice to have a reprieve from normal worries, I guess, but doesn't make sense to me. So why should I ponder it? Doesn't make sense. I'll get up and I'll start just putting everything on, putting basics of my armor on, but I'm not immediately planning to head out right now. So leaving a weapon and stuff there, I will venture out, as I usually do, in this barely formed new form of routine, honestly.
Getting out. You're tired. Sleep has never been your best friend. You thought maybe a new place would do that, but not so much. But as you wake up, the camera kind of pans around to see where is Kydra, and we can see that you're in some sort of safe house, some sort of abandoned home, or bank or something, some sort of abandoned place here, as there's shutters nailed onto the windows. It is very quite sunny outside, but there's no active sort of looking out and looking in from what you can see. Your business here is hush-hush, and hence your hideout must be also hush-hush. But as you go about putting water in your face, making sure you're getting your stuff on, you see the door behind you open. As you see frantically putting their clothes back on is Dr. Warren. Dr. Warren is this sort of aquatic looking individual. You see he's about maybe 5'5", 5'4". The gills that are from his side of his head are greenish blue. It's very much of that mesh of his colors. His eyes are that sort of blinding teal. And these outfit that he's wearing is sort of this bright white with gold, very representative of those who serve in the High Tower, a place you eventually are going to need to get to today. And he is helping you do that thanks to your generous benefactors. But coming in, doing his hair as he's like braiding it up, kind of goes, "Good morning, Kydra.
Morning, Doctor.
Today is a very special day. I do not need to remind you.
There's nothing special about it. It's a job. We've been planning it. We know it was coming. What would make it special? We're prepared for it.
Yes, but the true test of any experiment is to be run over and over and over again. We have not, so this is a shot in
I
the
don't
dark.
do tests, Doctor. Why? Tests can fail. This won't.
Well, I hope you're able to keep up with those words. I've been called to the High Tower to do a number of exams on the lantern, so I changed the batteries on your radio, and Francis will be on momentarily. He did leave orders for you to get dressed and head towards the city center before they beef up security. The
Okay.
early worm gets the worm.
All right. If that is the plan, I will take my stuff and maybe not see you again.
Well, when you do get him, you will have to bring him back. So sadly, there will be one more meeting. As much as I, too, do not like to meet with you as well.
Do not misunderstand me, Doctor. I don't have any ill feelings towards you. This is just mainly a collaboration for a common goal. I will get us something we both want.
Indeed, indeed. The radio's outside. I must go. Please take care of yourself. As you see, kind of rushes off.
Thank you for your care, Doctor. I will be seeing you. I'll, yeah, I will head out. I will go actually get my weapon and everything I would need, putting on some cloak-like thing to put it over my armor so that it doesn't catch too much attention. And as I do, pick up my radio, check that it works as I start heading out of the building.
Absolutely wonderful. With that, you make sure getting everything, you do very much that thing of somebody leaving their house, making sure it's secure as you open the door out into the bright wide world here, locking it and just doing a slight check just to make sure it is locked. But with that, we are opened up to things mortals could only dream of. As we find ourselves in the city of Labyrinth, this golden city with clockwork deco along its buildings, other sections of the city raising in different heights and sort of altitudes with various high-rise buildings, and the sky, while it is day, is full of stars, as it rotates what looks like to be more of an artificial one. As you get out, Kydra, you see the streets are abuzz. There are people getting ready to celebrate Lanterns Day, a very special day on this occasion, and from what you heard rumors by, a particularly special one, as the lantern will be revealed today. Before, it was just celebrating his momentous birth, almost like a religious holiday, really, something that, whether you believe it or not, is something you celebrated, but today the public gets to see him. It is very exciting. There are city flags waving in the distance, fireworks getting set up, singing. Some of the patrons here that work are particularly getting slight tipsy already, getting ready for a day of events. But as you walk down the streets, how do you find this section of the city that you in particular have never been but only heard of until recently?
I think it's a sense of there's curiosity, but you feel it. It's not supposed to be a focal point for you. This obviously is all very new. I haven't seen a lot of the stuff that they have around here, the way people behave, the way people dress, the way the buildings are even set here. There's a lot that I have not seen, but for today to work, that cannot be my focal point. It cannot be clear on my face that I'm new here. For today to work, I need to look like this is just every day. So I casually look around me. I take some things in. Anytime a stray thought would try to get into my head, I quickly banish it by just thinking of today's goal. If I just march forward, if I just think about today's goal, that's all I need to think about to get me further. All of these niceties that are around me, all of these new things, don't matter in this moment, and they shouldn't. So I walk through, get a little bit more into a populated area away from the safe house that I stayed in, and I try to, as I take step by step, I try to show and mimic a little bit more of the enthusiasm that the people are showing on this day. I need to try and blend in. So, step by step, a little bit of a smile forms on my face as I look around and see all the bustling and excited people to see the lantern today. What an occasion.
An occasion indeed, and a skill we're going to have to practice here, as you'll be doing our first roll. You're going to be
You can do
making
this to
me
me.
a Yeah, you know, you wanted to blend in. We go blend in. So with that, you're going to be making a deception check, if you be so kind. And for those at home wondering what are we playing, we're playing Tales of the Valiant, a wonderful system made by Cobalt Press, who are also a wonderful sponsor of the show, which I will talk about more later. But we're playing that system here. So with that, Kaitra, please make a deception roll for me. What you get?
A 17.
So, woo! Look at you go. With 17. As you go through, you practice. All right. You know what to do. You know how to be one of these high societies. Let's be frank, assholes. So, with that, you go about mimicking someone of immense wealth who is very well off from the other sections of the city. As you can see, that even your dress wildly different, as you're like in armor and you have your weapons, a little bit more old school, while everybody else is like in these tailor suits and dresses and sort of more fanciful wear. You're able to act in this instance and sort of able to mimic what's going on here. You find yourself crossing a important checkpoint as you see that you just barely manage to cross the bridge over into the sort of main section of the city. Before security, you see the armies particularly moving up and setting up shop as you just barely make it through. And as you cross through, making your way into the intersection of the city, you can hear your radio kind of beginning to buzz in your ear. The radio itself is a main unit you have on your side, but you also have something to connect it so that you can hear. As long as you have this main unit, you can talk with whoever's on the other end or frequency of anybody in the city. But it kind of going through, waiting about. And you can hear Francis come on. You've never seen Francis. You've only known his voice. And with that going through, you can hear Francis begin to go, hey, Kydra, do you hear me, Kydra?
Yes, you've been on the right channel for at least a minute now.
Okay, we don't have to start with the fucking sass, okay?
Speak, Francis. I can hear you.
Okay, good. Did you make it past the bridge?
I just walked into the lovely new area.
Fantastic. You're using those lessons to good work, so that's good. All right, so getting the train fixed. It should be fixed momentarily, so by the time Doc does his checkup on the kid, we should be able to use the train out of here, but you should be facing very little resistance near the tower today, especially if you got in a little bit early. So ultimately, you're going to be waiting for our signal that we're going to give. Once you get that bad boy, you're going to be able to get into, the tower itself. So you just need to lie low and not be you in a sense of words.
Being conscious that everything I'm saying out loud amongst people. Today is a tremendous day. I honestly can't wait to possibly see the lantern, and I do hope that my trip home will be without any events. At the end of the day, of course.
Yes, of course. Look, let's just try to get this done. You and me, we know who we gotta serve. We gotta get the kid out, so let's just do it without killing as little people as possible. I know that is a specialty of yours, but less people kill, the less people we raise alarms, and the less alarms you raise, the easier it is to escape this hellhole that they call a city.
Today is a festive day. It should always remain a festive day. Let's hope for many years into the future.
Wonderful. Also, play a game. Don't have a drink. If you drink water, but do something so that you're not just sitting on a park bench like a stranger.
Yes, stranger. I do think I will take one of those delicious-looking apples of yours.
He's just an old man. Of course, yes. Here you go. Happy Lanterns Day.
And a happy Lantern Day to you as well.
Now
With a smile.
God, I hate this place. I see Francis on the other hand. Just, again, act normal. I'll contact you when you're ready to go.
I'm enjoying my views, indeed.
Fantastic. And with that, you begin to kind of going through, waiting, and making yourself into the center. And you can see what looks like to be, as you get to where you need to go, this place, this thing called the High Tower, acts as like the center point of this city. And you can see it is a massive structure. I'm talking incredibly large, maybe the size of a skyscraper itself, maybe two. As it is this large spire that sits in the middle of the city made of gray stone. You can see that in the front, already cameras are being set up and sort of signage with the lantern's face is being sort of floated about. And right now, you see everybody setting up and cart shots and everything. But as you're sort of getting here, wondering what to do, you do feel like there's a tug on your side of somebody smaller.
Since you say there's like signs of the lantern's face around as well, I think as I scan the tower in front of me and I fix on his visage for a little while, I stare for a second and then feel a tug, and I immediately, the moment I feel it, look to my side to see where it comes from.
You can see it's a small child. You see a little girl very much done up for a very Sunday best. You see they have what looks like to be a basket with flowers that just like has a very much makeshift sign of like for sale and sort of the amount of coinage for it. And with that kind of goes, "Hi, I want to ask a question."
I scoot down to be on her eye level. What is it?
Well, I saw how strong you look, and I wanted to wonder, are you one of the bashful who will protect the lantern? Because you look like someone that would like someone from my picture book.
Nosy little girls can't know anything today, can't know everything today, but I'm very good at protecting people, yes.
That's real cool. Jimmy in my class says that I could never be a bashful because I'm as strong as he is. But if you can be strong, I think I can be strong.
We're not the same, but you should truly follow whatever you want to do.
So are you? If you're not one of the bashful, right? So like, are you getting ready for the great journey? Because I can't wait to get to the mortal plane. Because my friend, again, Jimmy, he says that the mortal plane is like really cool, and it's got like grass and stuff.
I'm sure your storybooks say a lot of things about the mortal planes, and I think we're all very excited to see them for the first time.
I'm really excited. I can't wait to get there. But my mom is calling me. But here, and that you see, she pulls out like from her basket what looks like to be a pin of the seer, which is like this golden thing of this man in purple with like yellow eyes, very much small and done up. Kind of goes, here's for you, and I hope I get to see you later.
I hope you get to see the grass and the mortal plane.
She gets ready. Happy Lives Day, and begins to sort of skip away.
I, holding the pin, I lift myself up again. And don't spare a second thought to the girl as I turn left and I start walking a little closer to the tower, immediately looking at security details, looking at the people that are setting themselves up, the cameras, just as a bystander trying to look like someone who is admiring, the festivities and everything that's being put in motion for such a grand day.
And with that, you go about stealthing in, and time for us audience begins to fast forward a bit as the camera zooms in to that dark doors behind, as we get a very different image as the camera shifts over from Kydra to Anki. Unky, as we go to your section, your POV, right now your eye is looking straight through a slit through the door of the main gate. You can see there's a massive crowd outside. They're cheering, waiting in anticipation. Some fangirls, some more religious people praying, others just curious, as they are about to witness a religious icon take the stage, a myth, a legend finally revealed to the world. And in all of this excitement, I think the thing that you are feeling in your chest, and correct me if I'm wrong, is a bit of a twirl, a bit of a tingle along your spine. I have a little bit of an anxiety going on, but correct me if I'm wrong. How are you feeling in this instance as you see your grand audience awaiting their reveal?
My mouth is so dry, and I can't even feel my spine because my leg keeps shaking. Maybe I need to pee. Have I peed enough today? Should I do this if I still have pee in my body? I don't know. I don't do public speaking. I think he's just so deeply nervous that on the one hand, his body is experiencing the most stress he's ever been under. This man is in his late 20s, early 30s, and he has never had to do public speaking, and now he has to do the most important speech of his life. And also, he's been having weird dreams, and he really wants to go take notes about them, but he can't because he has to be places. And objectively, he's been able to hold conversations and the attention of people in a room of maximum 3 people. A crowd? No, thank you. That's too many people. That's more people than I've ever seen at once, and you want me to talk to all of them? And they're all going to listen to me? You know what they're going to hear? They're going to hear the pee going down my pant leg. That's what they're going to hear.
Going in your mind, you see your doctors are checking your vitals. You see one of them is doing one of the blood pressure tests and kind of goes, Lantern, are you okay? Your blood pressure seems to be slightly elevated. Is there tea? Anything we can get you, my lord? Maybe you are. Did you eat breakfast? Anything to trouble you, my lord?
No, I think I need a new body. If you could get me a new body, that would be ideal. Please, thank you. Also, I think the doctor squeezes the arm with the blood pressure thing and it just snaps. Oh, sorry.
No, it is my apologies, my lord. You should have used something stronger. I will get the proper instruments. Please wait here.
He's just looking at the door. He's standing so still, but he's vibrating so fast that he looks like he's standing still. He is the Flash. He is going so fast, beyond comprehension fast. And he's ejecting from his body actively.
Just getting ready to just... No. But as you're doing that, everyone's getting ready. You can see it is like a whole production back here, very much backstage play with people getting microphones ready, people doing some makeup on you as well, just to make sure you get the right lighting when you go out as everybody's going about. You see there's a main sort of stage manager going, okay, people, got a couple minutes before the seer arrives, and after that, the speech, and then after that, the wonderful Lantern will give his speech to the crowd, fireworks, all the lovely stuff. Make sure you're ready, on point. Lantern, my love, please, I need you to stand within the white square we have drawn here, if you be so kind.
Okay, who are you? Okay.
I am a humble servant and a director of theater from the other section of the city, but I am here to make you a beautiful baby.
I've read baby. What am I doing? Do I have to hold a baby? I've never held a baby.
It's a phrase and term, honey. It's a phrase and term.
Okay, thank you.
Wonderful. You see going about.
I just stand so still.
And soon, the music, everything that's going on, begins to come to a pause as everyone begins to hear the sound of something metallic come from one of the hallways. A sound you're very familiar with as it doom, doom, doom. Soon, as this happens, people see the glorious image of the seer. And as they come in, the way he walks very much parts the seas, as people, no matter how important and no matter how lowly, bend the knee to the seer. For what you see, the seer is this tallish figure that is, for most people, myth, but for you, you know. There's a scar that is along sort of the left side of their body, as there's a long scar and their eye is missing, but the one that remains is this orangey bright neon that glows. Their hair is black, curly, and sort of almost messy a little bit. But their skin is the one that draws you in, as it has various meshes of metal and organic material. As they walk through, each step a vibration, almost as if their body adjusts and adapts to each motion they take. But soon, he raises his hands, and almost like an orchestra, they go right back to doing their jobs. And approaches you, Anki, and goes, well, my beloved Lantern. How are we doing this audacious day?
Well, I broke one of the doctor's machines for my blood pressure. I don't think that's
Clearly
good.
my fault! Clearly my fault! My fault in all entirety! The Lantern's perfect. He's in perfect condition. Just want to put it out there. You see the seer kind of...
How are you?
Well, I think I'm doing particularly well this day. It is another
good.
beautiful cycle of your birth. Very excited for this big day.
Yeah. Big day. Big crowd. Very big crowd.
Anki, as he puts his arm on your shoulder, it is okay to be, how they say in common, anxious. It is a feeling I had. But it is a big day for you. It is the day of your ascension. And you will help us begin the great journey. You are the key to it all. An important part of our ecosystem.
But I haven't been ready for years. And now? Am I ready now?
I believe in you. That is all that matters. In this lifetime, we only need one person to make us into something great.
I'm just looking around. I'm looking backstage. Do I see Elara at all?
Make a quick perception check.
God, I shouldn't have asked. Do I have good perception on this guy? Oh, I do.
Yeah, come on, you do.
Nat 20.
Nat 20? Fantastic.
Plus 3.
You see, as you're looking through, we look for Elara, your bodyguard, sister, really, if you really want to make it, and not biologically, but, you know, the way you hang out and everything. You see that this individual is dressed in this mesh between almost military garb with police garb or guard garb, as it's this mix of just regular garb. This mesh of formal with actual usage that they could move around in, just for this event. One of the most distinguished figures against again, their purple skin that is sort of almost dotted with various bits of starlight among them, is that their eyes are completely bandaged. Whether or not you know they have eyes or not is something you really ask. It's kind of rude to ask, but for the most part, they're able to navigate their way around. As their black hair kind of flows in the distance, they're managing security right now, making sure that all the exits, every vantage point, every rooftop is tip-top for you to go and give your speech when the time comes.
The head turns to Alara. Will Alara be out there with me? And I know you will be out there talking before me.
Ilawa will be giving security for you. They will make sure that none of the heretics attack you. Though I do not think any heretic will be bold enough to attack you. Everyone loves you. Just a few rebels in certain sections of the city.
But what have I done? I've been in a tower.
Exactly. They are inconsiderate heretics that will get their due in time. But, and you see that one of the persons who are managing, see your lantern, you're ready to go. And with that kind of goes, my lord, my lord.
I love this stage manager. And then there's like, and I just turn and what is it? As a mechanist, I have a thing called a shard of creation, which is like the raw building materials of the universe at my hands to command and fidget with. And I just unclip like a small work hammer that I have on my belt, and that is the form that I usually have my shard in, as just something that I can turn into multiple tools. But I just turn it into a small cushion. Not even the cushion itself, just the wrapping of the cushion, like the cushion cover. And it's the best approximation that I can do of a hand woven or like a hand sewn or hand knitted. I can't even properly remember. But just a cushion that I had when I was a child that went missing a number of years ago. But that texture just always calmed me down. And I just turned my shard of creation into that texture. And I put my hands in my pocket and I'm just fidgeting, running my fingers over that texture, trying to calm myself down before I have to go out there.
Calm yourself down. I will go first, and you will follow suit. And with that, you see he walks forward. Music begins to blare, and the crowd erupts. Putting his hand out as everyone in unison gives some sort of like prayer sign towards him. Thank you for joining us on this audacious day of days. For over 30 years, we have suffered unimaginable loss. Have had our wills tested against the most uncruel waves. But through all of this, my children, you have garnered your faith in this hospitable environment that we have found ourselves in. You have grown against the odds like strong trees. For years, you have aided me, and I have aided you. Together we have brought the lost and the meek together to survive this terrible exile, brought forth by the Empire. Through my works and inventions of metal, we have considered wonders upon this place. But I am here to give my last prophecy to you, the people. See this sort of mumbling, people wondering what it's going to be. With that, I promised you a great journey that would lead this city from its great peak into the world below, the mortal plane. With clean air, plentiful land. But more importantly, that this journey would be taken at the hands of a great lantern who would shine his way through the dark. Many have questioned the validity of this promise. It has been over 30 years. It's a slight chuckle in the crowd. But I am here to unveil the man and the truth behind this. The truth that this person is a man of the people. That he has protected you in his great tower for years. And he is the one that you should be thanking for the great works that you see, not me. Today, I present to you, as the doors begin to open for you, Anki, a lantern. You see the doors open wide, and there is a silence in the air. You're supposed to walk now, but do you?
It takes me a solid 5 seconds of me just walk out to the platform. Is there a microphone out for me, or do I just have to stand
There's
first?
a podium, microphone there in the center. You see there's cameras. The sort of first section here is like, press. And then the ones behind that are people that are there.
I think someone snaps a photo of me and I look directly into the flash and get dazed. And then I keep walking up to the podium. This man doesn't know microphone technique. He puts it so close to his mouth. Feedback immediately pulls back. Goes, yeah. Hello, Labyrinth. My name is... Then at this point, he's taken out his hands, and the shardrification has gone back to being a hammer, and some photographer's take a photo of that. And then others are... I would imagine that there's some a moment like, look at all the stuff he's got on his belt.
Yeah, there's very
another,
curious oohs and ahs instead of just wonderment.
He's a tall guy. He's pretty built as well, but it's all just functional strength. From having worked with machinery his whole life, he has a more heavy-duty hammer that he has clipped on the other hip so that he doesn't confuse them, and he also has a bronze watch around his... I don't know, one of his wrist. I don't know. It's one of them.
Thingamabobber.
Whichever one you want, it is going to be that. And it's my name is Anki Eleazar, and I am the lantern. I just look at the seer. I just
Kind of
look
is
at the
giving
seer.
you grace. You hear somebody
more.
go, "We love you!"
Thank you. Although I've also learned that some people don't like me, and that's confusing. I don't know you. I've been working. Yes. Thank you. Love you too.
You see the crowd kind of roars at the response. You see that the press begins to sort of berate you in a sense. You see the kind of expression, Lantern, what is the great journey? What is it about? When are we going to leave? Are we going to leave soon? And you see sort of people going, you've been away so long. Why have you shown yourself now? And there are questions upon questions being thrown at you. Your body is building up. You feel like you're going to pass out in a second here. So what are you going to do?
I think I'm about to piss. I think one of the things that I've been working on as a personal project is making equipment that reacts to my physical state, or prototyping that sort of technology, the sort of thing that you wouldn't even have to flick a hand to get the effect that you wanted from your machines. They would just respond to the emotions that you're putting out. And a lot of that just starts to go haywire. And my watch on my wrist, the face of the watch flips open, gears expand and get displaced, and a full bronze shield comes out. It covers my arm, and then the hammer on my hip, in response to the panic of the shield, triples, quadruples, quintuples in size to be my height, with a width that is like two of me stacked together. This massive warhammer, and I immediately fall on my ass.
With that, you kind of flunk, and with the trying to get your balance, you go immediately on the ground and hit your head as you just reverberate for a second as things kind of go black. But as you kind of begin to come to with a bit of a sore section on your head, you can see Ilara's looking over you. You see like there's a spotlight from your workshop that they're using as sort of a makeshift Is He Alive? Laura on one side, and the other one, your sort of head physician in a sense, your primary care here, Dr. Zafei. Dr. Zafei's quite strange looking individual to any mortal planar, but for you, you understand as you see that they are this really, really tall, like almost like Star Wars Kaminoan tall individual with a slightly smaller head. You see the stone-esque skin with various marks in it, and their eyes pure white, as their hair is very much short black and in various buns over their coat that they're wearing as one of the members of your science/doctor team. And with that kind of goes, he is awake. Good. I believe it is afternoon. You see Alara go, way to put your, stamp of the crime scene. Jeez.
Am I dead? Did I do it? Did I die? Is this it?
No, you're not dead.
Am I done?
No, you are not dead, because if you're dead, then I'm dead. So I very much like being alive.
Okay, I'm sorry. Did I answer all the questions? Did I pee? I really did it. I was really trying not to pee, and then everything
you
went
didn't
wrong.
pinch yourself, so that's good. Even though I lost some coin on it, though. You owe me 5 gold coins.
You bet against me?
Yes, because I saw what you look like, a scared puppy in the streets. So I definitely best, yeah.
I can't even be upset. I would have made that. I think I would have made that bet.
Dr. Zafei goes, we need to get him up. We need to see what his vitals are. Kind of pushing you up on the side. You're in your workshop. Describe what this place looks like. Your particular home. This isn't your library, but primarily the place where you work.
Okay. Awesome. Dimension-wise, how much space am I working with here?
Observatory-esque dimensions.
Awesome. There are, I think, maybe 4 workstations. There is the Research and Conceptualization desk. We have the Internal Workings desk. We have the Volatile Substances desk, and then we have the Exterior Casings desk. So my workflow has been, over decades, optimized. I never use one workstation for something that it is not meant for. Everything follows a pattern of design and implementation. So if someone went to the research and conceptualization desk, they'd say, "Oh, this is a mess. This is a badly organized workstation." And I'd pop around the corner and I'd say, "No, this is where I keep all my notes. It's supposed to be a mess because the place where I keep the volatile substances is clear of any of that. And the place where I do the exterior casings to make things look nice and pretty and make sure that they work all right, that's not where I have all the cabling and all the interior schematics and mechanics of it. It's organized, meticulously so, but in ways that only he understands. He is so aggressively homeschooled. The way that he understands and writes magic, anybody else looks at it, if somebody who studies magic traditionally looked at this workshop, they would immediately have an aneurysm and maybe die. It's the definition of controlled chaos. There are walkways and pathways, and there are sticky notes everywhere with little reminders and notions, and it's just, there's so much metal here. There's so much metal, there's so many books. It's paradise, and it's a little bit of hell.
With that, as you brought up in your home, Dr. Zyfe kind of goes, "You have suffered a concussion on your head. Blunt force trauma from your shield deploying ended up forcing your head onto the wood, and with that reverberage within the brain, though we have managed to minimize the efforts."
Okay, I'm still at the I didn't pee myself part. That's good. I'm okay.
Those functions seem to be unaffected by your mood.
Wait, did you check?
You do seem to be. Well, of course we checked.
Okay. I just very sheepishly pull whatever covers I have over.
Yeah, just like do not be that way. I have been changing your diaper since the age of infancy.
Okay, but...
Okay, you see Alara kind of goes, "Thank you, Dr. Zafe. You're freaking him out even more, so if you'd be so kind, I'll get him to the library. We'll see him there." "Indeed. If you have any more medical issues, feel free to contact me or one of your scientists."
Okay.
Happy name day. As you see, they kind of go away.
I am a grown man. I feel like shit.
Yes, but grown men don't knock themselves out with their own inventions.
Well, it's because it was reacting to my heightened emotional state. It'll be better when it goes to prototyping phase, when it gets past the prototyping phase. But right now, this is what I have.
You are a wonder, Lantern.
Okay, were there any rebels there? Can we say that there was a rebel that knocked me out? Is that cooler?
Well, first off, everyone saw and took pictures. Second of all, why are you worried about rebels? You're the farthest away from any rebels.
Well,
even then, those rebels are like a bunch of frat boys, to be honest.
What's a frat?
It's a fraternity. It's like higher education, and idiots get together.
Okay, yeah. Why do a bunch of frat boys want to hurt? What do the rebels want with me? They want to hurt me? What are they doing?
It's not about you. It's about the seer, and they just don't believe in his prophecies.
Why do they want to hurt the seer? The seer is...
Do you really want a whole lesson right now, or do you want to get to your fucking library and see your present?
I like knowledge, and I'm just like verge of tears. I'm like, I like knowledge.
Okay. And you see kind of walking you towards... There are a group of people known as the Forsaken that are in the individual as the two brothers are fighting each other over who controls it. Anne is the piece of shit that is currently trying to kill their brother for control of his key of the section.
Okay. Knowledge helps. My brain feels better. Okay.
Walking you towards the library, and with that, you see that as the doors open, in the middle of the table is a present with the name from Ilara on it. Well,
Just look
if
at
you love
Ilara.
knowledge, I have the present. I assumed you were going to walk up here after your speech to see it. I didn't think I was going to be the one leading you in, but here we are.
I'm just gonna give her a big hug. Am I taller than Ilara?
Only ever so slightly. How tall are you again, just for knowledge?
How tall is she?
Totally. Are you gonna one up me? Say 5'8", so I think you're taller, right?
Oh, I'm definitely past 6 foot. I'm
Gotcha.
picking it. She will not like this, but I'm just gonna pick her up a little bit. Right down.
Okay. Yep. There you go, big boy. There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
machine
happy
strength.
birthday.
I'm gonna go to the box. I wanna see.
Yeah. Sort of. Do you like rip the paper up, or are you like meticulous of like?
No, I'm meticulous.
Gotcha. I just wanted to understand what kind of person you are. As you unmeticulously unfold, you see Lars like getting impatient. Just fucking rip the thing. We're not going to use it again. But you go through it and unfold it, and you can see it's a rare book of poems. You can see these book of poems specifically about the mortal plane and the boundless, the old gods before, anybody had any sense, way, of form about everything, and also about the first cataclysm. So it's just a book of ancient poems. If you're going to relate it to anything, it's like Homer's stories, equivalent of it, like that.
Hell yeah. I'm just holding it. I'm just paging through it. I'm thumbing through it. Thank you so much. This is incredible. As I'm going through the poems, the thing that I heard in my dream, I am going to say that diegetically, the reason why my notes are incomplete is because I didn't remember everything from the dream, and definitely not because I didn't type fast enough. I think I'm looking for... Tell them the futures of order and chaos have come. The fates of order and chaos have come.
Yeah,
I think I'm looking for that first line.
I'll give it to you. Either you can roll religion or you roll investigation. One of the two.
Let's have a look at what I'm better at. Is religion? Oh, Jesus. Religion is a +8. And investigation is a +8.
Oh, so it's either way for you. It's up to you.
So close to a nat 20 again, but it's a 19 on the die +8. So that's 27.
That's still pretty high. With that, you don't exactly find word for word what you heard in your dream, but essentially from what you do find, there is a poem kind of shaped in a similar nature that is primarily about Nasi, sort of the leader of these old gods that form the planes, sort of separating the mortal plane into these other planes. And it's as similar as you can get to what you heard, as it has the sort of same theme and some of the same words about, there's the journey to getting from the mortal plane to the extra planes is supposed to be difficult. It is supposed to be a journey because they wanted to make this place as far away from the mortal plane as possible to sort of, in the poem, kind of escape grief is sort of the main theme of it, but the actual historical context you don't know. Again, it's all myth.
Yeah.
But that's essentially what you're getting from this poem that you see here. And you're very deep in thought, and I think Alara kind of notices, I know poems are interesting, but are they that interesting?
Sorry. Thank you for the book. This is it's not related to my work, but I like this sort of stuff, and it's fun to it's fun to unravel.
Well, that's good. And on this topic of unraveling, it's a special day for you, but what are you going to ask the seer this year for your present? You always get one, so I'm just curious, since it's a special birthday. Are you going to ask for something in particular?
Well, usually I would just ask for something from my workshop, but... Well, we know my surname. So I want to see if there was, any orphanage or any place with records of... I know that it won't do anything, but my whole thing is knowledge, and I don't know.
I understand, but I don't want to be a dick here, but why are you so obsessed with finding out where you're from? Does it really matter? You're here now, you were raised, you've done all this, you've been propped up in a position that many would die for. I mean, does it really matter who gave birth to you, of all things? Shouldn't it matter of who raised you?
I'm gonna hold up the book that she got me, and I'm just gonna say, this book has a beautiful cover, and it has nice golden and bronze filigreed edges. It didn't need that. What's important is what's inside the book, but it's still nice to have. Some knowledge is just nice to have.
Sometimes it's better that you don't know everything. You really haven't experienced it, but truth sometimes leads one to madness. I've seen it. I'm not going to stop you from asking the seer, but I do ask you to consider if it truly is important for you to know. Because once you know, you can't take that knowledge back.
Well, if it's unimportant, it won't matter.
Fine. You're gonna get your way, you always do. Favorite golden boy.
I just kind of do a little dance.
Alright, idiot. I have to go make sure security's down and also grab the picture of that guy who took you. Took a picture of you as you're, falling down and whatnot. The last thing the press needs to see
photo
is...
of me. Was it? Did I look good?
Not for long.
Oh. Didn't
Enjoy your
he?
book.
Haha, didn't he? Made you
You
lose
owe
money.
me 5 gold coins, you bastard. As you see, they come.
Why do I owe you
both.
anything? You just lost it. I was never part of this.
You owe me 5. I've watched over you your whole life. You owe me 5 gold coins. The least you can do. And with that, they close the door before they go off, leaving you in this library to ponder about thoughts. And as that goes on, and the camera pans out, it's a great place to take a break. So with that, folks, we're going to take a quick break here. So please use El Baño, grab yourself a snack, and we'll be right back. We hopefully will see you soon. Hello. Hi, and welcome to the second half of our new series here, Ascension. But before we get into that other stuff, a quick sponsor too. As you can see on the right of me, our sponsor for this series. We are part of Cobalt Creates, which is part of Cobalt Press. So, if you're wondering what we're playing, we've been playing Tales of the Valiant, and we also have been using their brand new spanking Labyrinth World Book. You can type in the chat !TOV to check out all that cool stuff there. But essentially, if you're wondering what the Labyrinth is, it is a campaign guide, kind of an extension to the system that allows you to travel within all the various realms that are in the extraplanar stuff. It's got a bunch of new classes. It's got a subclasses to be specific. It's got a bunch of new monsters you can use, and also setting guides for different areas that we may or may not see in this series. And ultimately, it's a great book if you want to make a world happen adventure. On top of that, since we are in spooky month, Gold Press is having a 31% off over a certain selection of titles that they have. One of the ones that I love the most is their Tomb of Foes, Tomb of Beast. Essentially, it is like a big dock of creatures you can use against your players, which I think is always wonderful, as they're all unique out of the box. It's crazy, it's wild, I love it, and it's on sale for you to check it out. So hit up that link there and check it out for yourself. But with all that out of the way, let's get into this second half here as the camera goes back to you, Kydra. You hear the sounds of the fair in full swing. You see that everything's been set up now, so there's sort of those, booths where they're playing games. You see there is people with families going about. And ultimately, as you are sifting through, going about, you just get that nagging feeling in the back of the head. Even though you're trying your best not to care, this place reminds you of the place you don't like to think about. How do you feel in this moment as you're trying to really distract your mind from thinking about the past?
I think every time that there is a straying thought away, I focus on a person around me. I focus on the feeling of being in a crowd, and I focus on just a promise to myself that these thoughts, they are useless. Whatever I am feeling, whatever I'm experiencing, if honestly I could find someone, and that's maybe a little goal for after I finish this job, if I could find someone who can get rid of memories, I would gladly do so, because they are distracting and they are useless. They don't have any gain for me. They don't help me in my journey right now. They don't help me reach my goal, do my job, do what it is I need to do. So they are useless. Therefore, they don't deserve the light of day. And I think it's almost like I scold myself for like getting a stray thought in, because again, they have no use. They shouldn't be there. Um, I clench a hand a little bit, and I don't know if this is before or after the lantern gives their speech and they've disappeared.
It's after, so you kind of saw the bubbling idiot for a hot second.
Yeah, okay. Having seen that, it's easy to be disarmed by having seen who he is on that stage. I'm well aware that people are very different on stages than they are off stage. So in my mind, I'm also very much preparing for the fact that this might actually be a genius that is pretending to be this innocent person to everyone on the stage to further his own plans in whatever way. So I'm going through steps and thinking, okay, if I get inside, this person might be very smart. It might be better for me to incapacitate them and get them out in some way that way. I'm trying not to underestimate them. And I'm already trying to think about how will I do this. And I think impatiently at a certain point, starting to wait until I hear something from Francis, because I am just standing here waiting.
Waiting, wondering, trying to get your mind off. Francis does hit up your line. You see, he kind of. Guard, are you there?
I think this time, instead of pretending to talk in a way that would not catch attention, I'm done with that, and I just remove myself a little bit to the side of the crowd, to a place where I feel like I can, in a hushed tone, actually speak. Yes, please tell me what is news. Can I go?
All right, don't freak out. There's been a change of plans.
I don't do freakouts.
Well, that's good then. Well, it's been a change of plans. Some new information has come from the top down that this day is particularly more important than what we thought. So, I am currently preparing at my fingertips here a new distraction and an exit route for you to take the boy from the tower. What you need to do, my lovely, is go and find yourself a guard uniform to whatever way, fashion you seem fit. Once the
day is
chaos
more
starts,
important.
you'll be good.
The day is more important than you thought it was going to be. This is literally the day that this entire city has been building up to for years now. How could you
Well,
have underestimated it?
let's just say there's something more going on here than Homeboy just being revealed to the world.
Swallowing frustration and balling my fingernails into my own hand in the thing of, I think everything in Kaito is saying, if I had been in charge, if I had just known more, this would not have happened. And there is a frustration in being in the unknown, right? For probably the first time in a very long time. And swallowing that frustration, because she still does need this person. She needs to work with Francis. I will go and get a guard outfit, I guess. Do I need to make my own way inside then?
Once the chaos starts, all guards will be directed into the tower, which will find you enough cover to get in. From there, you're gonna have to find wherever the boy is. I don't have that information on key, so you're gonna have to look around to see if you see anything of where his location might be.
Great. Yes, I will do that. Thank you for the information, Francis. I will be. If we're improvising, I cannot make any. I cannot make any guarantees on that death toll we talked about before.
Understandable. Get the boy out. If you gotta kill somebody, kill somebody. Do not let him stay in that tower by the end of this mess, because this distraction is only gonna give you a couple minutes.
We're on the same line then. I'll better get to it.
Happy hunting! As you see, kind of cuts out.
Okay. Frustration. Yet again, useless. I let out a breath. I lift my gaze to the tower. And I think it's indeed up to a hunt of starting to walk around, wanting to, again, not seem rushed, not seem to be paying too much attention, but I will start making my way around, mingling with people and trying to find a guard spot that has the least amount of guards.
Yeah, make a perception check.
A 16.
16. Going about, you're blending in, giving smiles, waving about. You can see that currently the best person to approach here seems to be somebody that is working. It seems to be a guard that's in the midst of trying to find cameramen at the moment. They're trying to find just like anybody on a camera and checking through just their film to make sure that they didn't get any pictures of the glorious lantern falling flat on his face. You see one of the guys is just going through it, and he goes, fantastic, sir. That's all I needed. Thanks. He kind of goes off looking for more people to find.
Yeah. This really not being my forte. I'm not the stealthy one. I immediately try to think about a way that I could get this person away from people or away from the really big crowd here. Seeing that they run up to the cameraman and catching on to the fact that he is making sure no one has footage still of that moment, I decide to use that against him. And as he finishes with the cameraman, I kind of, in a few hurried steps, walk up and I say, "Hello, sorry, I just heard that you're looking for cameramen who got the fall of the lantern. I saw one that is hurriedly making their way away that still has some footage and they were excited to release it. I don't know if it's important to you to catch that, but..."
Shit. Which way, miss?
And I point right of me away to like a place where I know the streets narrow down a little bit into alleyways more.
Yep, he kind of follows suit and kind of at one of the alleyways. He does use there's like a scrumbling of like maybe an animal or something. He goes, "Hey, okay, look, sir, I'm gonna need the camera, so if you'd be so kind to come out of the trash so we can deal with this."
Yeah, and I think I follow a little bit, and when he turns, when we are in a more private area-ish, I would like to, as my hand glows a little bit of a like faint red hue, with some of it spreading into the veins in my wrist and lower in my arm, I would like to hold out my hand and cast hold on this person, which makes them paralyzed.
Ooh, fantastic! Is it a rolling thing, or is it, I believe it's
I don't know.
I'm gonna do it. I'll double check here real quick. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. If anything, let's see what this says. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Wisdom save, real quick. He's not a high wisdom, so let's see what he gets. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Okay. With that, believe it or not, you cast. What's your DC, real quick, for my knowledge?
Good question.
It's got you. Oh, I can calculate it for you real quick. It's your
How do
wisdom plus that. It's your wisdom plus your proficiency. If I'm not mistaken,
That's 15.
plus 10. Yeah, I think it's 15. We'll just use that for now. Real quick,
Yeah.
going about it, you see that he tries to move, and immediately that energy transfer that you have goes almost into his veins. As you see, he becomes ever slightly paralyzed. As you see, it begins to go across him as he's just.
And I don't hesitate a step, as I indeed see that he has been paralyzed. He's standing still. I slip my mace out of the ring that holds it, and it's one that it doesn't have all of those spikes on the end. It's more of a like shapely blunt one, but on the end of the stick at the bottom there is like one spike protruding out. So I flip it up so that the spike is facing upwards, and from behind I just take his face, which might even have a helmet, but that doesn't matter because I lift it back slightly and I put this back of the mace immediately through the soft part of his neck, through there, and I say, wait, long live the lantern, as I put that in there, trying to swiftly and quietly take down his guard.
Just, it just pierces through, but it comes almost across like a painting across the wall as he just begins to and kind of goes down. And you hurriedly get the clothes off as this guy is a bleeder, but you're able to sort of get everything off and put everything on. And as you're sort of going through your costume change and whatnot, getting ready for it, the camera begins to shift ever so slightly back to Anki. Anki, you're in your library, shifting through your poems. You can see, just for curiosity's sake, you're really studying that one section you kind of saw through. But as you do, there's something you hear for a moment. At first you think it's the wind. It particularly likes to just be around, but it's not. It's a whisper. That's coming from one of the nearby sections of the library. Do you go towards it, or are you concerned how here?
Yeah, I'll definitely go. Today's been a wild day. My sense of self-preservation has gone out the window.
You get up, begin to walk ever so slowly. And from around the corner, it's a little bit of a funny word, labyrinth in here, as you kind of have to go through bits and pieces of this place. But as we are going through there, second, forgive us all. But as we are going through here, going through everything, you can see that it's almost like a line of white paint. There's sort of a glow to it as it kind of begins to form on the ground, almost out of thin air. And soon another, and another. And you see, almost made out of this translucent wisp of energy, written along the wall is words. The great journey is a lie. As you see, it is written in this translucent script in front of you.
Can I ask?
Yes.
Is that written in any one non-common language? Or is it written
You
in
can
common?
you see it's if anything, it's written in Ascension, so you're able to read it.
Okay. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay. Is there anything I can do to try to discern the source of this writing?
Make an Arcana check if you'd be so kind.
Yeah, I'll do that. Lads, we're rolling good. We're rolling good, and we love to see it.
Keep it coming.
That will
Keep
be
it coming.
a 26.
Oh, Jesus.
A humble 26.
Yeah, a humble 26, my guy.
I'm the
with
lantern.
that,
I gotta be good at this.
you don't know. I think your brain starts to go into like, okay, let's determine what's the origin of this point. And going through sifting, you look onto the side or mirror. You try to see some sort of surface to see if what you're seeing is there. And you can see from looking on any other surface other than through your eyes, it's not there. You see one of the nearby mirrors shows nothing, and as you kind of look back, you can see this. Real quick, take a camera, take a picture, nothing.
Okay, that's
and you
wild.
can see this.
So I have my goggles that I have the augmentation of them being detecting on them. I will read what that says, and we'll see if that means anything to you. It's not an object, so I can't do that. Let me give you... There's so much... Guys, play the game. Play Tales of the Valiant. It's a lot of fun.
Play the game. A lot of cool stuff.
A lot of really cool stuff. The amount of scrolling I have to do on my notes to get all these augmentations up. Why did I make myself an intelligence character? I go off vibes. Anyway, so with detecting, my work goggles are imbued with the capability to enhance perception. So I want to use an action to activate them, and I have to select which one of these I do before I do it. So I think it'll just be a matter of if that Arcana gives me any sense of which of these would be best to use. Dark Vision, don't think so. Invisivision, I can see invisible creatures and items as if they were visible. Magic Vision, I gain the benefits of the Detect Magic spell within 30 feet
I
of
would
me.
say Detect Magic would be the one you want to keep here.
Awesome. Yeah, so I'm just going to go to Magic Vision, put my goggles on, and just look around the room, or look around the library.
You do that. You switch into it, begin to look around, and you can see that the source of this magic doesn't come from any object or book or even the tower itself. You see it comes from a point of origin. As you see that the wisp of energy coming through, all the words come reeling back into the center of your chest. And as you're like, what the hell?
I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I'm gonna just start undoing the shirt, and I'm just at this stage just very panicky. I've set down the book of poetry, and I'm just looking down my shirt, trying to see if there's anything if anything has been. I'm thinking, oh, maybe something was attached to my chest while I was passed out.
You see, as you're like taking off your shirt, going in, you feel a hand immediately jump on your shoulder as you are jump scared in this moment. And you see the person behind you is the seer, as he kind of goes, "Are you okay, Anki? You seem to have... you look distressed."
Looking at them, goggles still up. Is there any tether between the words and the seer?
Well, you're not able to see because as you turn around, look at the seer, and turn back, it's gone.
Okay. Not concerning at all. Goggles come up. I'm sorry. I thought I saw something. My head must not be all back to normal yet.
Well, I hope you're doing fine. I've inquired with Zafa to see if you need anything else, but it looks like you're fine. So I have come here today to, as always, I've not forgotten that it is also your birthday. So, as always, on your birthday, I am here to fulfill a wish of your desire. So today, the most important days, what would you like, Anki, before we partake in the great journey?
Yes. Well, and I'm going to just move myself back to the central table just to steady myself a little bit. Grab the book, just keep it behind my back. My surname. I know that I was separated from my family at a very young age, but I would see them. Or I would go to the place where I was found, or if there was an orphanage, I would go there, or I would go to any place that might have a record of my family name. The work that I can do for this city, I can continue to do from my tower without issue, without impediment, without slowing down. This is just for me.
He ponders for a moment. Are you sure this is what you truly desire? Once one knows about history of origins, it is hard for one to forget. Are you not simply complacent with how you have been raised and where your journey will go on to next?
I am happy. You and Ilara and Dr. Zafi, to an extent, you are my family, but I'm just gonna really look at them. Why does everybody not want me to learn this? Is it bad? If it was unimportant, nobody would care. But everyone's been asking me if I really want to know. So that means it's bad. If it's bad, I should know. If it's nothing, I should know. So, where's the friction?
I just fear that your mind may be clouded before you take the great journey, and for one to go on such a momentous occasion, you want to have a clear mind. But, as I said, and I have always done, I will grant you your wish. I will go about requesting some of the paperwork that went into the documentation of you. But I will remember you that looking into the mirrors of the past may lead you to places that have been broken before. Dangerous places.
Well, the great journey is not going to be simple. It's not going to be easy. It wouldn't be called a great journey if it was just, a little walk down the staircase. So, this isn't like public speaking. I can do this. I can do this part of it.
I will take you at your word. We shall, and before he is able to finish, the camera zooms out as we see both of you at the same time. As we are all at once, and you begin to hear something else. An explosion. Large that both of you hear. And you see that one of the nearby buildings that float begins to slowly burn and crash into one of the nearby towers. As you see a section of your library completely comes off as the seer has to grab you and put you to the side. Soon as sort of the dust is rumbling and pieces of it begin to fall on the ground, you both see, one a little bit more clear than the other, what looks like to be some sort of airship. I think, Anki, given your knowledge, you've built this ship before in your study. At least schematic, it is an Alpha A airship series. You know, it's fast, meant for minimal crew operation, but you've never made it for war. As you see, the explosions come from what looks like to be some sort of cannon or something that they've kind of put on board, but it kind of distracts you for the moment as you hear kind of on the speaker, "A gift to the lantern on this very special day." Kydra, down below, you see one of the nearby people that were partaking in this event immediately put up something to their faces to cover it, takes one of the nearby drinks from the stalls, lights it on fire with just a flick of their hand, and throws it to one of the banners with the seer's face on it that says, "Down with the lantern of the false prophet!" And immediately, battle ensues down here as you see the rebels up here in the skies and below begin to go about causing havoc and destruction.
I lovingly take that as a cue to the moment this person lights an explosive on fire and throws it, I start running towards the nearest gate, the nearest door that to basically go into the tower, as I assume that suddenly in a moment all the guards are starting to take action, some of them going towards these people who are making a ruckus in the square, but also some of them probably going inside to check up to get their commands, which is exactly what I am pretending to do, going inside to try and get new commands.
I'm going to be a little evil here in a second. As you're going through, running towards essentially, which is the front door, as you're going through, you see the same person you talked to, that little girl. You do notice that they are alone, and one of the nearby pieces that are falling are coming in their direction. But you also see that in this moment of chaos, if you do not take it, there is a clear path. Somebody may be able to save her, but, you know, it's up in the air.
Why should I care?
Fantastic.
Well,
You
stop me.
Fantastic. With that, you make a beeline. Luckily, somebody comes out the way. One of the nearby guards saves the girl as you immediately kind of dodge, using that momentum to escape here as you start to make your way into the tower itself. I'll get to you in a second. But with that, Anki, as you are sort of pulled to the side here, you see the Caesar's airship as it continues to just barrage the tower, trying to take out foundations as you feel this whole place shake ever so slightly with each hit. Goes to you and goes, "Hunky, are you okay?"
Yes, are you okay? What's going? Are these rebels?
Maybe, I don't know, but I will take care of it. Go and find the Alara.
Yes. Do we? Are we leaving the tower?
Get to Alara. We'll get to that conversation later. And you see that he walks towards the edge and jumps off and begins to fly in the direction of this ship to take care of it.
Love. Okay. Boss is gonna boss. I immediately go into flight, grabbing the book of poetry. I have a bag satchel that I would usually have for like trips between the library and the workshop. It's just an over-the-shoulder leather bag that usually is filled with books. I'm gonna grab that book, get the bag, put it there, in case we have to leave. I'm gonna run over to my workshop first, and just in case, I'm grabbing whatever my most recent project is, because my work is never finished, and even if we have to relocate, I need to be in a place where I can keep working. So I'm grabbing the schematics for my most recent project, and also I'm going to go to the volatile substances table, and I'm just going to grab a handful of, I'm gonna grab, I changed my shard of creation into a set of gloves that I use to grab and like put things into like jars and like, you know, just so that I can bring stuff with me. Some of the materials that I have here are volatile and potentially explosive, and I don't want, if this tower should fall and the debris clashing against itself causes another explosion, I don't want that to happen to the neighborhood. So I'm grabbing I'm grabbing the hex cores.
And you divide, so you go about
grabbing. I'm running to find Alara.
Yeah, your latest project kind of going on was like new energy source. So you kind of grab that, put that, make sure it's secure, and grabbing everything and proceed to sort of make your way, making sure you grab whatever you need. Going back
Yeah.
to you, Kydra, you make your way into here. And as you do, you get a better sense of what section of the tower is. Like you kind of go past the backstage stuff. Essentially, as you're going in, you see it is mass confusion here. You see that people are going about, it's hectic, a variation of soldiers and the bashful, which you know are more like the elite guard that protect Anki, are going about giving orders. At this moment, you see Ilara that you know by reputation, but never have met so and so many times. But you do know it's a person who have to avoid, or they may know you. But beyond that, in terms of the place itself, you see there's two sections here. Left side, you see what looks like to be some sort of really weird makeshift lavatory that has a lot of like Da Vinci-esque drawings of Anki's makeup, checking his vitals and all that. But you do also notice that they have what looks like to be a sort of switchboard of the tower itself that has a location of Anki. You see like he's traveling downward and like lights go on whatever section of the tower he's in. So you get a sense that he's going somewhere from where his workshop is to where maybe the main lobby of his suites are.
I think also there's multiple things when I enter. First of all, I've known that I've had to at least be in here for a little while now, a few days. That has given me some time to, at least from the outside, look at this tower and try and analyze and think, if I had this kind of valuable person, where would I put them inside of this tower, right? I went through the ideas, the plans of like, would I put them down in a basement or something, or would I put them all the way on top? Maybe all the way on top is a little predictable. So how about slightly lower? Adding that information together with the air attack that just happened, where I know that they bombarded it, and with this convenient tracker basically that they have on him, I look at it, I see where he is running to, and the moment I get a sense of if he is going up or down, I smash. If this is something that I could smash in the chaos of it all, I smash it.
Sleight of hand with advantage, if you'd be so kind, as everybody's freaking out.
I will try to. 18.
18.
Oh no, advantage.
Advantage, so you roll again.
21.
21. Fantastic. You kind of go over, you see everybody's got frantic about. Ilara's shouting orders of like, okay, I need a certain group of you. Get up to Anki. He's running down. We gotta make sure he's escorted down. And as sort of that's going down, you take the opportunity to just smash what nearby power source there is, and along with a number of the bulbs, so even if they get the power back on, they can't see where he is. And on top of that, you join in what looks like to be like it's technically a squad, so you're the fourth person in the squad, 3 others that are taking the elevator up, which probably would be the fastest way up, unless you want to do something else.
I was about to say, I would like to. I know that there are some people going up, and I know vaguely where his location is. Would I be faster? And I don't know if, like, window-wise in this tower that works, if I could go through a window and fly up, if that would make me faster than whatever elevator these people are taking.
You could, yeah. I would work that way if you want to do that.
I think my idea is to, I know people are going towards him and they vaguely know his location as well. I just need to be faster than them. And getting in the same elevator as them is not going to work to be faster. So I need indeed another option, which I think that's what I think of, is running towards the nearest window and going through it and swinging my way up as I start flying up.
Fantastic. A, B, you choose option C. As you manage to find one of the nearby windows here, breaking it without anybody really noticing you. And with that, kind of crawling out and full wingspan going up. You get a better view of this than Anki, as you can see that as you're flying up, making sure nobody notices you, the seer right now is having a very pitched fight with this airship, as you see various bits of beams coming out of his staff towards various sections of the airship that is trying to shoot him down. Right now, he is very much winning this fight, as this airship is doing its best to try to keep up on its leg, various holes and fire coming out of it as it's trying to turn its way through, but they're not winning at this moment. But still, enough time to distract. But with that, going down, Anki, you make your way to the lobby, or primarily where the elevator going down is. And at this moment, you're just waiting, and very much indistinct. Are you going to go through the window? You see there is an opening for you, Kaitra, to sort of, if you don't want to break through anything, you can. But you do get a glimpse of Anki through one of the nearby windows where he's waiting for the elevator.
I think it's a question of... because I need to get the lantern out of here. There's a lot of guards here. Everyone knows his face. I could try and go inside and try to get him out from the inside in some way. And that would be very difficult. However, if I'm flying up now outside, I think I get a second idea. I think if I can somehow convince that I am a special squad, it could be convincible that I could say that I would take him and go out the way I came, meaning that I would try to avoid everyone in the elevator, because the chances of me getting away with him inside where all of the guards are seem very unlikely to me right now. So yeah, so thinking about that, I'm dressed as a guard. I will actually, to make my whole spiel convincing, I will go through one of the windows, because that makes it seem like I'm urgent right now in doing whatever I am doing.
Fantastic. I think at this point, Aki, the elevator is maybe about 3/4 of the way up, but as you're waiting, you see one of the nearby windows crash, and tumbling down, you see Kaitra as they sort of like land in through here.
Lantern,
okay?
we have orders to get you out of here right now. Rebels are on their way.
You're dressed in the uniform. Are you dressed in the uniform of the Bashful? Is it?
Not necessarily bashful, but more of, I'll make a. Let's see what check this would be here. Make a history check to see if you notice if they're wearing the Bashful, which are more people you've contacted with, or if they're wearing, or they're just wearing a guard uniform, just like your regular patrolman.
That's an 11. It's bad out here.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, this is one of the Bashful. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, these are one of the people that are
My boy.
lay down their lives for you.
I look at you. I say, did Lara send you?
Yes, can you close your eyes if you have movement sickness?
Yeah, okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Grabbing him.
Hey, that's when 11 gets you. And 11 gets you no further questions.
I rush up to him and I indeed just grab him in like a cradling style. Or no, I'll throw him over my shoulder.
Oh.
So I throw him over my shoulder, giving a glance to that elevator where I can see indeed the progress it's making. And I again take a few leaps away back to the window, and I launch myself with him out of the window, trying to stay close to the building and indeed not catch attention.
Gotcha. You grab on, flex have to a little bit to make sure that your wings get ready to take on extra capacity here, and go out the window here as you can feel this wind fly in your face, Anki. You thought you were anxious before. This is worse, as you feel like you're falling out of the tower.
Thank the boundless I did not have a snack.
Thank God. in this instance here, the both of you can see that the seer is finishing up his fight with this tower. As you see, takes his staff, uses a motion with his hands to go across it, and immediately just erupts this balloon as this piece of junk just falls straight into the ground, into various sections of the city.
What level are we finishing this campaign? Can we take
don't worry
that?
about it.
I don't think we can take that.
Yeah, maybe you could take that. I don't know. What level. He's one.
You can't
He's
see
level
this.
1.
You're keeping your eyes closed.
I'm keeping my eyes closed.
With that, as you're going through, running around, I need real quick, Kydra, if you'd be so kind to make a stealth check.
I will.
I'm going to roll just for the lovely people that are about. Oh boy. Okay, this is going to be interesting.
19.
Oh, you I got a 17. You are able to sort of very quietly, even though you have large, massive wings and would think you would hear almost like the soaring of it, especially with the wino on your back.
Quiet is not my thing.
Yeah, not your thing. But luckily, in this instance, there's so much chaos and noise. You're able to, but you are going to land. You're not going to be able to fly the whole way through because you have Anki on your back, and that's not going to be. You will definitely be noticed if you keep flying. So at this point,
yeah,
I think you find a nearby alleyway as you drop off Anki there with the two of you in this place. Now, only thing you have to worry about is getting to the hideout unnoticed.
Can you run? We need to get you to a safe place. Also, and I take off like some kind of cloak that I would either like have around or have actually been wearing, and I throw it over him.
I go,
Can you run? We need to get you to a safe house. Yes, no.
Yes, we will. The secret.
Yes is enough. And I follow me, and I take his like arm, and with the cloak over him, I start running, or like not running, but like fast walking, away through the streets and trying to again, I put a cloak over him, but I'm still cautious of a lot of people. So I'm trying to use the bit of knowledge that I have of this area, which is very limited still, and trying to, if I see a large group of people, try to go a left or try to go a right without straying too much from my path. But I'm trying to get him to not speak and to just follow my orders as if they were actual orders.
Unfortunately, I don't shut up. On the entire way. Yes. Well, where are we going? What location? I haven't been out of my tower very much.
Keep silent. Keep silent.
What?
If you cannot keep silent, I will keep you silent. It's for your own safety.
Okay.
I thank myself a little bit because I would like to not have to carry him around, as long as he can keep up. So that is my preferred option. If he would speak up, or if he cannot keep up with me, I will go to other measures to get him there.
I'd say I can keep up with you, but I'm just very nervously always looking around.
I think at this point, you're walking the two of you. Francis begins to on your radio there and kind of goes, "I brought you fucking distractions, so please tell me you have the price with you."
I, as we are running, I think I disguise my answer by saying, "You got to keep up with me here, otherwise I need to carry you."
Fantastic. Try to, and he kind of takes a moment. You're just scuffling. All right, they got checkpoints. They haven't sounded the alarm yet, so that's good. And I don't think he's gonna sound the alarm because the last thing he needs everybody knowing is that the lantern is gone. But he's gonna know. Try to avoid a checkpoint if you can. I'm going to take your quivering as a yes, and then we're kind of hangs up at that point.
I think I'm frustrated by not being able to ask, like, more specifics of like where are these checkpoints. Yeah, but I don't find in the moment any way to disguise that kind of question, so I just
Lovely, lovely. We're gonna do a little luck check here. So I'm gonna roll, and you're either gonna take even or odds to see if you run into a checkpoint here. So with that, Kydra, which one are you doing? Are you taking evens or are you taking odds?
evens, please.
Evens, fantastic. With that, going through various checkpoints, you kind of like, okay, not that one, not that one. You begin to make your way to what looks like a clear street, taking Anki by the side, walking, walking, walking. And as you do, you hear one of the nearby patrolmen coming from a section look at you, kind of go, "Hey, one moment, please."
Oh my god!
Got a 7. So,
Yes, that's okay, but I have something that's probably gonna be most useful right now than any other moment. I don't think Anki himself notices this. But I, from a smaller pouch, I grab and I have a bit of dust in my hand. I have dust of disappearance.
fantastic. What does that do? Explain to the lovely audience what that does.
It's a little something I picked up. Let me read it to you. It's an uncommon item. It's found in a small packet, and when you use an action to throw the dust into the air, you and each creature or object within 10 feet of you become invisible for 2d4 minutes.
Lovely. So I'm guessing you're going to pop this off the minute they kind of ask questions, so kind of going around the corner. Lovely, lovely.
Yes.
Anki, you feel just this person take you by the shoulder as you go into one of the nearby alleyways and just very much puff of whatever goes in the air. And with that, you don't feel anything off, but with that, you just walk the same way out. And the guards are just like, you take a look around. And with that, you kind of just continue your way through. And I think with that pouch, you don't really have to worry about much as you are able to sort of make your way through here.
I could have done that from the beginning, some would say. I could have.
Not as narrative enticing.
You don't have to look back when it dispels because you just hear me go,
What was that?
it was in my nose. What was that? What was that in my nose?
I say, never had dust before?
Never had dust. No, I clean. I work in a workshop. You have to say cleanliness standards.
We're out in the real world. We were out in the real world now, Sunshine. So better get used to it. Now silent again before someone knows.
Are we far?
Second warning.
It's just kind of just holding it in
dragging
as you
you
get
with
through.
me.
Hunky, it's a bit strange because you don't know this, but like people like bump into you a lot on the way there. You're just like, people are just assholes out here. But at this moment, you're able to sort of make your way to the main warehouse. You see what looks before you, Anki, is this like run down looking building with like shutters on it. It looks like it was some sort of bank before it got like foreclosed. And at this point, Kydra, you know that you're here and have to get this kid inside.
Yeah. As we get to the building, I let go of your arm and I say, we're here at the safe house. Get inside quickly.
How long has it been time-wise since Kydra first got me out of the tower?
It's only been a couple. Probably maybe 10 minutes because it was a couple minutes of like before you use that powder, and then after that a couple more minutes.
Yeah. Okay. 10 minutes to me is enough time that 11 check is. I think it's time for
a new one.
Yeah.
You look at it.
I think it's time for a new one. As I'm like,
I also think I put you
known...
like. Sorry, I was gonna say I also think I put you like as I let go of you, I put you like a step like before me by the door. But I have
Okay.
like I let go of you.
I think in those like 10 minutes, now that we've finally stopped running, I'm like, bits and pieces have started to click. Safe house. The seer said, the seer originally said, I will see if we need to. And then it was very quickly somebody new came in that I didn't know and said, yep, definitely going to that safe house. And this is, look, I've lived my life in the opulence of a gilded tower. I kind of expect any building that I would be brought to have that look and vibe, like a maximum security rich person bunker, not a dilapidated, derelict old bank. And now that I'm looking at your armor, I'm really gonna try. And you've spoken to me in a way that is wild. You've spoken to me in a way that is wild. You said second warning. That's wild.
That's wild to say to a target you protect.
I would love
I'm just
to
gonna
not
like
even
turn over my shoulder and just give you a once over again.
if I would love to like even you don't like for me personally I'm like please don't roll, just know that something is off.
Awesome.
But I put you like a step in front of me on purpose, and as you were taking a second to look up at the building and you start turning back towards me, if you'll allow it, I would love to have reached down. No, would it be less lethal with my elbow than a stone to bust you on the head to get you unconscious?
Both are about the same. You know
Okay.
how to throw a punch, but also like I guess you have more control over a punch than a brick. So.
Yes, I was about to say yes. So I think as you have a realization of knowing
things are
that
starting to click in my head. I'm just turning and looking.
And as you turn and look, I say, shouldn't have, kid. And I just give you a fist into the face at like
roll.
I would love to do it at a point where I know like this is not supposed to be lethal. This is literally just to get his lights out.
Yeah, it's just to see if you hit. If you hit, he's out. Because it's a matter of just like he's like sees this dilapidated thing, and your mind is wondering like, what is going on? So make an attack roll on Aki, please.
I will.
Awesome. PvP episode 1.
Episode 1 PvP. Gah!
That's a 17.
17. What's your armor class, Anki?
My armor class is 15 with my shield, which isn't out. I think the shield starts coming out, and you just straight up punch over it.
Yeah, Anki, you're like, wait a minute, you're
wait a second.
As you punch him, I think it's even funnier because the invisibility is weighing off. You are first to come out of it, Kaiju, but he's still invisible, so people will just see you swing out on the air, and immediately he lands on the ground, and it almost like a mime working, you grab him up and gonna go inside.
And there's not a care in the world in Kydra's mind for this person's feelings or if she hurt them. She's just like, okay, I was predicting him to at some point have an idea of things not being good if he's as smart as they say he is. So at a certain point I was sure that I was gonna have to incapacitate him in some way. It's just earlier than I would have thought. Good on him, but still not early enough. So I pick him up and I start dragging him inside, closing the door behind me.
Fantastic. You do that. You already see Dr. Warren's inside, and with that, he kind of goes, "What are you doing?" And then immediately sees you, and just the instant visibly come off of Anki. Goes, "What the?"
I've got a present. What does it look like?
Why is he? That is.
How else would you expect me to take an unwilling person into this dilapidated place? Now we're wasting time. I have him.
Oh God! Oh, you're gonna be the end of me. Put him on the table. I need to see if that wound is already worse than what he had before.
As I do take him towards the table, I say, they had some kind of way to track him. putting him on the table. I don't know if there's something in him or on him.
Yes, there is something in him. As you see, he takes a scalpel. Licia went to great pains to make sure that his location would be known to all of the city, even in case he somehow left this section. You see, he kind of cuts open somewhere in the limbrick. Yep, there it is. There it is. And okay. And with that, you see he pulls out this thing that at first is mechanical, but as it reaches into the air, kind of squirms a bit before he throws it out the window, and you see kind of scutter away. Okay. Oh, that should leave them on a little bit of a wild goose chase for a bit. But, and he kind of goes up to clean the wound and closing it off. He's going to wake up. I'm going to have a very frank conversation with him. Talk to Francis on the line and report back to him. You should be able to speak to him freely now.
Got it. I will be just at the other side.
Fantastic. With that, you go in expecting to get your radio and prepare, but you see that one of the nearby bank teller windows that are tinted kind of lights up. Still not really seeing Francis for who he is or in terms of what he looks like, but you do get a silhouette of him as you see he goes on the intercom. Hey there, sunshine.
We've got him in the safe house. What's next?
Next is I got a train running, so hopefully we gotta wait a little bit down low, and we'll take him on the train, and from there we should be able to get back up top or down below if you are thinking that way.
If we need to wait here a little while, the doctor just put a tracker creature of some kind outside of the window. I should take that creature, put it far, far away from here.
I got it. Any other problems? Did they find you? Did they know where you are?
I wasn't noticed.
Fantastic.
I got him before any of the others could get to him.
What is he like? Is he some powerful demigod over there,
Curious, chatty, too much.
all the wrong things you want in a not necessarily hostage, but prize?
But he believed me for a good 5 minutes.
Well, that's good. That's good. I did talk to El Bosserino, and there is an addendum to your rules.
Spit it out.
Daros wants the kid in the mortal plane. He doesn't want him here. Hopefully the train ride will be a smooth, easy thing where we go from point A to point B, bada bing, bada boom, and we're there. But in the case that for whatever reason that it seems impossible to get him out of the city, you have been ordered to put him down gently.
Fuck me. Bro, what did
So-
I do?
taking him out on the train when the train is here, whenever that may be. Hopefully that train goes up to the mortal realms, but if we get stopped in some way and getting to the mortal realms seems impossible, take him down.
He did specify very strictly if there is no other way. If you for some reason get stuck somewhere else and there's a way out, do not kill him. If it seems like there is no way out and that he's going to get recaptured by the seer, you end his fucking life.
So only if there is a chance of him getting recaptured and brought back.
Exactly, yes. Is that going to be a problem?
No, got it. But I will make sure that the best solution will be met first.
You really do put Hellraiser in the name. I gotta go and deal with stuff.
There's a
I'll come
reason I
back
was the
when the
first of
train's
the
ready.
kind.
Yes, you really bring pride to the name. Get some rest. You're gonna need it. And you see the light kind of turns off. He goes out. And at this moment, Kydra, you have been ordered to bring this kid in, dead or alive. Is that in your mind? How do you feel? Is that necessarily fair? I mean, you just met the guy. Does he really deserve death? But then again, upsides and downsides.
A lot of people would think it's a question of morality, but I think I've learned that I need to shut those things out, because the moment I started thinking about morality myself, started thinking it was my place to decide whether something is good or bad, whether something is moral or not. The moment I started thinking that's something I needed to decide for myself, I lost my shot. And I got sent here. And I desperately need to just stop myself from making the same mistake twice. I'm getting another shot. I'm getting another chance. That's all that should matter. So if that chance involves killing one kid, if that chance involves only focusing on my goal, then what should it matter? Because not taking that chance brought me here right now. I can't fail a second time. Morality be damned. It's not my place.
And it never truly was. As the camera dissipates, seeing only the vision of the seer's eyes looking frantically for his lantern, he is pissed. And the wind will help. And that is all we have for our first episode today. Yay!
Y'all gave me 2 concussions in a day.
Hey, you gave yourself a concussion and you got a concussion. Those 2 different things, my lovely lantern.
What have I done is my one question. What did I do?
Exist. Literally exist.
You're alive. That's a problem. With that, thank you everyone for joining us for this very first episode of our new show here. With that in mind, we're going to reintroduce our players in reverse order, starting off with Apollo here. Apollo, who did you play? Who are you? And where can people find you? And what you're doing out there?
Hello, I didn't see you come in. My name is Apollo. You can find me on the internet at Tall Nerd Apollo. I do cosplay. I do voice acting. I do TTRPGs. Today I played Enki Eleazar. Or just fucking everyone's punching bag, I guess. God damn. I simply cannot catch a win in this episode. I'm hoping next episode I get 1 win. I got a book. That's nice. Thank you so much for having me. You'll see me here again next time. But what would I be doing tomorrow, Sunday, at this time, in exactly 24 hours? I will be over at Madaloon's channel playing a D&D campaign, Chains of Asmodeus, where I play an evil Dilf Dragonborn. And that's the best description I can give you of him. He's evil and he's a Dilf. If you are in Ireland, I'm going to be in a play in mid-November, so keep an eye out for my socials, because I'm going to be advertising that for ticket sales. I play, literally, a DM. That is my role. I'm the DM for one of the other characters in the play. I got typecasted and it works. And there's so many other things that are coming out. You can check them all out on my socials. Thank you so much for watching.
Lovely, lovely. Next up, Syrinx. Who did you play? Where can people find you? And what do you got going on out there?
Oh my god, hi. I also didn't see you come in. Coincidence. Wow. Anyway, yeah, I'm Syrinx. I am a cosplayer, TTRPG player, LARPer. I had the wonderful pleasure of playing Kydra for the first time now and for many weeks into the future. Hopefully, giving more concussions than 2 next episode. We'll keep a counter. We'll try to be creative with it. You know, that's what we do. But other than that, and other than waiting until you see me next week, you don't have to wait, because I, as I was reminded here so lovingly to promote, I have a YouTube channel. and you could find all sorts of stories there. More specifically, I talk about LARPing a whole lot right now, and I give you fun story times about what I go through and what shenanigans I experience at LARPs. So if you are interested in that, want a little bit more entertainment, you can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/@Syrinx, just like that, just like it's written here. And you could help support me a whole lot with that. But other than that, I will see you here in the next episode.
Lovely, lovely. And that's the last of me. I've been watching you and I've seen you in the room the whole time. I am Chris, and I was your lovely and benevolent GM for this preceding evenings and more to come. In terms of what we got going on, this show is what we currently have going on for the future. We're working on some more stuff, but right now, this is what we got going on. We will be uploading this roughly around Monday. And just a bit of forewarning, the schedule with this show is a bit wonky because we are working on European time zones and I am an East Coaster. We found a way to make it work, but there may be some. Next week we'll have an episode, but then it's a 2-week break, so it gets a little wonky, but don't worry, all the episodes will come out for the show, and you can catch them all on the YouTube there as well, on top of the other wonderful shows we have there. If you want something more modern, check out Wildfire Club. It was a fun time. If you want some more fantasy stuff, we got Stewart's War, little Game of Thrones god stuff there. So if you want to watch more of this stuff here and are just waiting for the bit for more, check it out there. But beyond that, thank you for joining us for these preceding evenings, and we can't wait to enter further into the Labyrinth with you in episode 2 next week. Until then, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.